As we also say around here, if it's Wednesday, we've got election results. And today, the results from New Jersey's gubernatorial primary, the first major primary contest for both parties since the November election. On the Democratic side, Congresswoman Mikie Sherrill claimed the nomination, emerging from a crowded field of candidates that ran to her left and to her right. In her victory speech last night, she came out swinging against MAGA Republicans as she gears up for the general election.
As a mom of 4 teenagers, you guys know I am not going to put up with the incompetent, whiny nonsense coming from aggrieved MAGA Republicans.
Meanwhile, Trump-endorsed Republican candidate Jack Ciattarelli dominated his primary. He echoed the president's calls for law and order in his victory speech.
4 more years of handcuffing our police, increasing crime, flash mobs, and curfews along our Jersey shore. Guys, like all of you, I've had it. It's time for a change. It's time for a change.
Here to break down the results is NBC News national political correspondent Steve Kornacki, where he always is, at the big board. This was a pretty interesting night last night in New Jersey, Steve. What were your big takeaways?
Yeah, look, unity on the Republican side here. Not a surprise, I think, given Ciattarelli was the Republican nominee in the last New Jersey gubernatorial race. He performed better than expected. If you remember, he came within 3 points of unseating Democratic Governor Phil Murphy back in 21. In this race, he had cultivated support from Donald Trump. He got that support from Donald Trump, and that's what brought, I think, so much of this party ultimately behind him. Ciattarelli was always going to be the front runner in this race. That Trump endorsement seal that north to south in New Jersey, he sweeps every county, wins in the landslide. Now, take a look on the Democratic side. As you say, a crowded field here. Mikie Sherrill's going to win it with about a third of the vote. But look at all of these candidates who were in the race. The key for Sherrill, it was just the breadth of her support. If you look at it this way, you can divide New Jersey, sort of North Jersey, South Jersey. 5 of the 6 candidates from North Jersey, including Mikie Sherrill. Only 1 candidate, Steve Sweeney, from down here in South Jersey. Sweeney finishing in single digits. You don't even see him on the main screen here. But the key for Sherrill, when I say the breadth of her support, take a look down here in South Jersey. She's not from here. Another candidate is, she's still got a third of the vote in Burlington County, big suburban county. Look at Camden County, where the city of Camden is. Sherrill actually wins that one, beating the South Jersey candidate, Steve Sweeney. Meanwhile, if you go up to the northern part of the state, look, Essex County, huge one. The city of Newark is there. Ras Baraka's the mayor of Newark. He wins Essex. But there's Sherrill, reliably, second place, getting a third of the vote. Here's a giant county right across the Hudson River from New York City, very urban county, Hudson County. This is where the Jersey City mayor, Steve Phillips, from, and yet it's Mikie Sherrill who wins here. So she's winning big counties, and even where she's losing, she's coming in second, just consistently top to bottom in this race. She had a lot of support from the Democratic Party establishment. There was a lot of discussion about whether that support from the party establishment and the party machinery would be worth what it used to be. I'd say it was worth something yesterday for Sherrill. Again, she just has the most consistent performance in all regions of the state.
It's not uncommon for a Republican to win a general election in New Jersey, even though we think about it as a blue state. I mean, how competitive do we expect this general election to be?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. As you say, Ciattarelli, as the Republican nominee last time around, did only lose this state by 3 points to Phil Murphy. Now, take a look here at the 2024 presidential election in the state. Let me see if I can get that called up for having a bit of a problem getting the 24 results up. These are the primary results. Oh, here we go. Okay, so 2024, Harris over Trump. This was the New Jersey result. So it's a blue state, okay, and New Jersey has a history in its gubernatorial elections of voting for the candidate from the party that doesn't control the White House. So Trump as president, Democrats don't control the White House. That's an advantage going into this for Mikie Sherrill, as is the fact that it still was a blue state last year. What Republicans will say, though, is this was still a blue state, but that 6-point gap was a huge improvement for Donald Trump. If you went back to 2020, remember, Trump lost this state by 16 points. That improvement from a 16-point loss to only a 6-point loss, that was one of his biggest jumps in any state in the country. So Democrats are counting on Trump being toxic, New Jersey not wanting to elect a governor from the Republican Party, from the White House party. But Trump may not be the automatic albatross that he was for Republicans in past elections here in 2017, for instance, in that gubernatorial race here. So let's see how the Trump factor plays out. We'll get some polling, see all these events playing out in Los Angeles right now, anything that happens between now and the election. Where's his approval rating going to be? Because I'll tell you, the last time he was president in 2017, Democrats easily won the governor's race that year. Trump's approval rating in New Jersey that year was 33%. Let's see. Is it that level? Is it higher? Is it mid-40s? Is it ever high 40s? Obviously, the higher that number gets for Trump, the less of an obstacle he might be for Ciattarelli.
Right, and you can make the argument two pretty good candidates in New Jersey as well that the Republicans and Democrats pick. So it could be an interesting race. All right, Steve Kornacki, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.